Merchandising, where the real money is. Spaceballs the flamethrower. The kids love this one. What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you live at 12:30 in the afternoon. We've got all the news coming out of D&D Direct that has very little, if anything, to do actually with Dungeons & Dragons, other than announcing things we already knew they had planned. And a few surprises, but not that many. And a couple disappointments. And of course, couldn't pass up any chance to take a look at all the merchandising that is coming out for Honor Amongst Thieves. Most of it looks bad, but let's take a look. Okay, here we go. Now, some of these we've seen before because they've been talking about this since August, but because Wizards of the Coast doesn't know how to tell time and gleefully has adopted Scott Steiner math as a way to explain everything. As far as they're concerned, this is the first time we've seen any of this. So here are the toys. This is the action figure line. We can see just how amazing this looks like. If you've ever wanted that Hugh Grant action figure, here it is. And to show you how much respect they have for the Chris Pine character, he's either holding a turkey leg or his loot. It looks like a turkey leg. Michelle Rodriguez gets an action figure that doesn't look a lot. That actually looks nothing like her. That looks nothing like Chris Pine. That looks nothing like Hugh Grant. And they made that guy very, very pale, considering he's a POC. Very, very pale. And Michelle Rodriguez looking nothing like Michelle Rodriguez, and also very, very pale. So these guys pretty much look absolutely nothing like their real life counterparts, and both of the POC people who are now, I guess, not POC, because nothing says inclusion like Hasbro, and we know Hasbro is all about diversity and inclusion. Thus, they made every one of the action figures sort of white and look absolutely nothing like the characters. You do know the ability to 3D map people's faces now is so relevant and so available that you can do it in like under a half an hour. Right? To mocap and 3D render somebody's face to make an action figure. So really, you didn't have the time to get Michelle Rodriguez or Hugh Grant to sit down for 30 minutes. Well, I can see Hugh Grant not doing it. But these other guys to get their action figures, because these look absolutely nothing like them. Moving on. I don't know what this is here for. As you know, Hasbro is doing a D&D Together initiative in April for a couple days, where they're going to be encouraging stores to host D&D things. Of course, the stores are going to have to pay for this and buy a shit ton of magic to even get it. But yeah, for a weekend in April, they're going to be. So I guess this, I don't even, let's move on. Then we have the announcement of these figures. Brand new. Are you excited? These are finally things that, oh wait, we knew about these for like 2 years now. But no, because once again, Wizards of the Coast seems to have embraced Scott Steiner math. And time means absolutely nothing at the Wizards of the Coast offices. For the very first time, we are seeing these figures. And these figures look okay. They don't look bad. They look okay. Also these, remember, we saw these in August. But again, because Wizards of the Coast doesn't know how to tell time, this is the first time we're seeing these. These have already been out. And now we're getting some more views from them. And somehow they've managed to make them look even less interesting since August and today. So I'm not sure how you managed to do this, Wizards of the Coast, but I mean, yeah, these look even worse than they did. You know, these look like Happy Meal toys. These look like something you'd get out of a 50-cent gotcha machine. These do not look like something that's worth $15. And remember, the big controversy about the Dicelings, of course, is people didn't want people using them at their table. You can't roll that at my table. Let's just take a look and see that, yeah, I don't think anybody was thinking, I'm going to use this as a D20 the next time I play. Yeah, I seriously doubt that they would even roll. And then, of course, there's another surprise to absolutely no one, because this was announced in August. But again, because Wizards of the Coast seems to have completely forgotten that, they announced that they're going to be doing a Secret Lairs Magic the Gathering run of the characters from Honor Amongst Thieves. Because, yeah, Are we excited about that? This is a big surprise. We did not know this was coming, even though you told us about it in August. It's a secret lair, so it's a limited run. It may or may not be legal. I don't think anybody cares anymore. I guess this means that since it's in Magic the Gathering, Honor Amongst Thieves is now canon to Magic the Gathering and canon to D&D. What? The D&D movie takes place in D&D land? Wow. So, yes, here are the Magic the Gathering cards that were announced. I don't play anymore, so I don't know what any of this means, but whatever. And that seems to be it, plus all the other stuff we already saw, like the book covers and the screens and the stuff like that. And I'm sure there'll be official dice and maybe even an official reskin player's handbook, even though Honor Amongst Thieves box set. They've already done the stats for them. But yeah, are we excited? Isn't this what we wanted to see? And look at this diversity. Again, let's just go back to how these look exactly like the individuals playing them. This looks exactly like Justin Smith. This looks exactly like Michelle Rodriguez. This looks this looks nothing like Hugh Grant. I don't even know who that is. That's not Michelle Rodriguez. And I'm pretty sure Justice Smith is a little bit more on the POC side than who this dude is. Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez being and Chris, okay. Inclusion. Bringing you all the D&D news you didn't want, but I wanted to jump on the grenade before anybody else did. So before the fountain of misinformation comes out from the shallow end of the 5e pool, let's look at these with my usual level of sarcasm and try and address how this is going to affect the hobby going forward. Is this going to save Wizards of the Coast or doom them? I guess we won't know till we see how the money goes and how the stock market tomorrow and how the weekend box office. But yeah, I mean, Hasbro's going to come out of this in 2027 looking like, great. Wizards of the Coast, on the other hand, yeah, that 5-year span that Hasbro just announced again, we've got everything planned for up to 5 years. That would bring you to 2027. Wait, that's the year that Hasbro said, oh, wow. It's like you have a limited lifespan, Wizards of the Coast. Weird. What are you thinking? Does any of this interest you? Do any of these? I mean, I can't afford action figures, but even if I could, I would not get these. These I might get because of the nostalgia. I especially would want a Venture figure. These look, I mean, there's Happy Meal figures that look better than these. And these Magic cards, I don't play Magic, and I don't know what's legal anymore in Magic or not. So you tell me, Magic players, are these good, bad? Do we care? Are there something you can spend your money on that's much better than those? Yes, there is. It's to buy my merch. Why don't you, instead of buying this D&D merch, head on over to Big Geek Emporium and buy my merch? Yeah, because my merch is awesome. It only costs $2. I'm the OG GM. If you appreciate this content, please let me know. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet. And don't worry, we're not done. We got two more stories to go through for this D&D Direct thing before we nail the coffin in this Wizards of the Coast nightmare. And remember, before you get too upset, remember there is some universe where all this makes sense. Not our universe, but some universe. Where everything Wizards of the Coast named makes sense. Some happy universe of cotton candy clouds and Pegasuses that poop out donuts. There's a happy little mushroom where a happy little gnome named Jeremy Crawford is producing D&D product that is actually good and makes sense. And all is right in the world. That's not the world we live in. We get the Wizards of the Coast crap like this. But somewhere that universe exists. I will talk to you later. And remember, help me reach 2,000 subs by the end of the year. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe yet. Stay safe. But don't worry, we're not done. We got 2 more to go. I'm the OG GM. Talk to you later.